Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. We have made it to the 28th day of the literacy reset. You guys, you don't understand what that means. That is, listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Being able to come and be consistent is key. And on this YouTube space, it's easy for me to be on my computer doing my thing. But to making sure I'm showing up these 30 days is a big thing. And so, yes, I'm going to give myself a round of applause. I am. Today is also special. It is my grandmother's birthday, and she is a big part of Reading for a Smile. So shout out to her. And I'm loving it. And I want to go ahead and get started, okay? Y'all see what happens when the girl get a couple of tools and a belt, right? A couple of tools and a belt. Let me go ahead. I need to remove this. That's what it is. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to figure out. I'm like, what am I not seeing or doing? All right. It is one thing to seek an education. It is another to build one. And so I want to welcome you back to the Literacy Reset, 30 Days of Raising Architects. Today, we reset institution building because literacy is not just about personal success. It is about constructing systems that can outlive you too. Okay. All right. So without further ado, if you don't know who this is, let me introduce him to you now. He is a pillar. He is an architect. He is important to history. Okay? Important to history. This is no other than Booker T. Washington. Can I tell him to do it? Now, listen, you can't stop a girl that got tools and sound effects, okay? And so let me make sure I put up the right information that you guys can see what I'm seeing and so forth. And yes, it says you guys can see it now. Booker T. Washington was born enslaved in 1856. After emancipation, he had one overwhelming desire: to learn. He walked hundreds of miles to attend Hampton Institute. He worked there as a janitor to pay his tuition. He cleaned classrooms before he could sit in them. That detail matters. He respected education enough to serve it before he had access to it. In 1881, at just 25 years old, he was chosen to lead a new school for Black students in Alabama. There were no buildings, no campus, no infrastructure, just an idea. That school would become the Tuskegee Institute. And here's what's remarkable, truly, about it. The students built it. They made bricks, constructed classrooms, designed workshops, farmed land. Education was not passive consumption. It was active construction. I want to say that, even when I first started this journey a long time ago, sometimes the vision is given to you and it can't be explained to others. Sometimes the mission is so much bigger than you that God, the universe, whatever you believe in as your higher source, will orchestrate the people that you need in the moment that you need them to help you reach those goals, right? Or to help you see that journey through. And I always pride myself on saying, hey, I didn't choose education. Education chose me. because I went to school for government, right? And then landed up at the UN, and then landed into education because I saw that education was a global issue. And so I didn't know anything, right, about building a literacy company. I knew what children deserved. I knew that I wanted to be a part of something that would serve our youngest friends. And I knew that I had everything in me to at least try, just to try. If it failed, it was going to fail, right? You live and you learn. But it was learning the journey of the steps. And I realized the more I had said it, like, I would like to just be on a board of an organization that worked with children. Never thinking of me being the founder, right? I just want to be on the board of one. And I ended up working for the board of the charter school I was employed by. And I learned so many steps from that position of I was just a note taker and stuff for them, right? It was my duty to make sure I was there. It was my duty to respond to the state on their behalf, and to get things answered and done, send out any documents. It was that, right? Like maybe like I would guess a junior secretary to them at that point, for what it's worth, if I had to title it. Plus, I was already still working at the school itself. So now I'm understanding what children need in this side of it, but now I'm learning what it takes to build the foundation on this side. And it was just something that was put towards me. I didn't go looking for that role or anything like that. It definitely popped up out of a conversation. And I was like, well, you know what? Sure, why not? Oh my God, I loved my youth. I was always like, sure, why not? I always tried things that were in alignment with the right stuff, right? You weren't going to catch me doing anything foolish activities because that's just not me or my character. But things that sound good and that's going to be on a mission and that's helpful and beneficial to something more than just one person, absolutely. I believe in good causes, and I believe in good stewards of good causes. So anyway, I was learning to build the infrastructure, not even knowing it. Not even knowing it. And so when I think of Booker T. Washington, he didn't know, right? There were some things he didn't know, but he learned along the way. And then the Most High sent him the right people at the right time to help build things out. We can't skip that. That's a life lesson, right? Be who you are and be true to who you are. And I pray through all things that I'm showing my own children that same thing. Be true to yourself. Be true to what's within your wheelhouse and your morals and the tone that you set over your life, and show up for it. Show up for it. Even when it's looking shaky, show up for it. Because everybody didn't agree with my mission at first. It was like, Yanni, what are you talking about? How are you going to do that? Everybody didn't believe in it. And then Spirit hit me and said, they don't have to. They don't have to. There's some people who believe it after you do it, right? Some people like, I got to see it to believe it. That's fine. But then there's some of us who know about faith and about action and about taking the step regardless. And so I'm very thankful for that seed being planted in me, and then realizing the pieces that were laid out before me and me walking into them. La, 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 la. I'm just doing what I do. I'm being me most authentically. And the pieces started lining up. Right? They all started lining up. And so with today's principle is this: literacy becomes powerful when it builds infrastructure. I'm going to say that again. Literacy becomes powerful when it builds infrastructure. Washington believed education should equip students with intellectual skill, practical ability, economic independence, character discipline. He taught reading. He taught mathematics. He also taught brick making, agriculture, engineering, and trades. Not because he thought academics were unnecessary, but because he understood that education must create sustainability. Architects do not only master theory, they build structures. He wasn't just producing graduates, he was building a self sustaining institution that would educate generations. That is legacy thinking. Legacy thinking. Washington understood something crucial. Literacy without application can leave communities dependent. But literacy connected to skill creates ownership. Tuskegee students learned to construct buildings, run farms, operate businesses, manage finances. The school itself became proof of concept. Proof of concept. It generated income, attracted supporters, expanded influence. I'm looking at my story being told from the 1800s. And may it's something that we all take in and duplicate for ourselves, our families, our communities. And whatever the zone is. Because at this point, whether you are the janitor, the beautician, the teacher, the officer, the judge, the president, we have a space and a platform, and how we show up and do what we do matters. And I thank God for my mother, who told me it's never the title. Never get caught up by a title. It's the work that the person puts out forth. So even if the person, people dust things off, but one thing I will say that I know from just working, the janitor is one of the most important people, a part of the institution. They help keep things running. Every person has a role, and those roles keep the thing running. And whatever your role is, excel at it. As I tell my good sis in education, my sister from another mister, when she was transitioning into a different role, right? Grow within the role. It ain't the role itself, it's us growing within the role. So how are we growing in the role of architects? There is empowerment through education, not symbolic achievement, functional independence. For homeschool families, this is profound. You are not just teaching children to pass tests and complete tasks. You are preparing them to create systems, businesses, organizations, initiatives, movements. Education must produce the builders. And so I never want to lose sight of that. I don't even want my own children to lose sight of that. How do you take the knowledge that you have and you do something amazing with it? For whatever you are learning, whatever you are called to do is bigger than you. So how do you apply that? I feel like I'm preaching today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm preaching today. I hope somebody gets this. Whether you watch the replay, whether you're watching live, whenever this meets you, may it find you in good heart and good spirit, but connect. Connect. How do we apply Booker T. Washington's model at home? One, we teach the skill alongside scholarship. Pair reading with doing. Instead of just saying, here's the task, we build with intent. So if we're studying history, build a model. If we're studying science, run experiments. If we're studying economics, start a small family business. Second, create responsibility-based learning. Have children manage the projects, budgets, gardens, schedules. Ownership builds competence. Competence builds confidence. Huh? The only reason we're not confident in ourselves is because we don't believe that we know what we know. Or we don't believe in what we know. We don't believe what we were taught. We're on shaking ground. But when you build with competence and you become confident, that is an anchor. It is an anchor. What is known for your homeschool is this: build a home institution that makes sense and that is fitting to the people who are in your dynamic, right? Our children. What are we going to be known for? Are we excellent in our writing, entrepreneurship, STEM innovation, civic leadership? Define it, architect it. Think multi-generational. I think that because of the stresses of today, we don't always think in that direction, right? We think of, man, I got to survive today. I got to survive this week, this month. And some people cap out right there. But something that I loved with studying the Chinese culture is that when their institutions, they build with 200, 300 years down the road. Huh? 200, 300 years down the road. Washington wasn't thinking about one graduating class. He was thinking about legacy. And so this is where we get to ask ourselves, what will remain after my children are grown? You are not simply homeschooling. You are building an institution inside your home. You are the CEO of your home. You are in charge of the institution with the values, the standards, the expectations, the systems, the outcomes. Your children are not just students. They are apprentices in construction. Booker T. Washington teaches us that if the system does not exist, build it. If resources are limited, start anyway. Institutions are born from conviction. Institutions are born from conviction. A lot of us are called to do something specific. And that's just a part of our makeup when we come here, right? And so we need to be very mindful of that and thoughtful of that. And so, if you want children who create opportunity, build sustainable systems, lead communities, generate economic impact, then literacy must extend beyond books. It's got to extend beyond books. And so, inside the Offer Us Homeschool Clarity Roadmap, it's the webinar that I'm doing. It's not in this description, but I will go back and put it in. We help families. We just did a workshop this morning. The next one is on Monday, the 30th. Please go ahead, sign up. I'm sharing the framework that sets the foundation for your homeschool to thrive. You take this framework and you apply it to the content you build out, to the curriculum you buy, the books you buy. It applies within the framework. It's adaptable and tailored to your family dynamic. That's the beauty. And so inside the roadmap, we design home education systems, integrate skill-based learning. I'm an advocate for skill-based learning. Give me the skill. You can teach any skill in any content. It's the skill. The skill is the tangible that your child walks away with, that we all walk away with when we learn something. What is the skill? Develop project-based literacy and build legacy-driven academic plans. Because architects do not wait for ideal conditions. When I started Reading for Smiles, I had nothing. I had nothing but a plan that I had put together because it was a part of a school project that I was doing at the time. We had to build a company or agency that could be seen at the UN level and have global impact. That's how I get to Reading for Smiles. And I sat with it. I had to have one of my closest, dearest friends sit there and help me create a budget. I didn't know anything about budgeting, not in that sense, not for a business. I didn't know. But here, the Most High said, you don't need to know. That guy knows. Tell him what the idea is. Tell him what the plan is. Watch. And I needed to have the numbers for the actual school project. This was graduate school. Right? Sometimes we get caught up in our own way because we think we got to know every single thing and we got to be the ones to do every single thing. That's not even leadership. And I'm a woman with many skills, many talents, many things. Trust me, there's not too many things that I don't do or can't do or won't put myself in position to learn to do. It's all about the timing. And there's some things I still need to learn today. I'm still learning. I'm an advocate for long life learning because I'm doing it. Accounting is not my thing. It's not. But God granted other people with the wisdom, the intelligence around that, and that is their thing. They see numbers, everything clicks for them, they lay things out, and they make it simple and plain for people like me. I respect it, I love it, and I'm humbled by it. Do what you do and do what you do well. Don't let that fly over. And so, no, we don't wait for ideal conditions. We put ourselves in a position to do what we need to do. Hold on, little lady. We start with what we have. And so I'm also now going to invite you to join our school community. The link for this is in the description. This is our homeschool studio where literacy-centered strategy meets us as education architects. We're planning, we're implementing, we're sharing, we're building. And we're building based on what our family needs, based on our rhythm of our own homes. Because the rhythm in my home is not the rhythm in your home. So we're taking all of those things into consideration because we all walk different paths. But one thing we know is that our children matter, literacy matters, and we're going to frame it out to the best of our ability to make sure our children can thrive. If that vibes with you and I'm your vibe and you are connecting with what I'm saying, click the link below, join the school community. Join the school community. Join us and let's architect what's the most important for your family. And then on that note, this has been the Literacy Reset. And today we reset institution building. I will see you guys in episode 29. I thank you. And I pray that you and your family are well and that you are enjoying the rest of your weekend. See you guys soon. Bye. Many parents ask me, what exactly do you do at Reading for Smiles? Let me show you. Our mission at Reading for Smiles is very simple. We help families raise confident readers, writers, and thinkers. We also produce a YouTube series called Literacy Reset, where we explore powerful literacy lessons through the lives of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders. We have a community called the R4S Homeschool Studio, where homeschool parents come together to learn, plan, and support each other. For parents inside the community, you guys can learn through 2 courses, the Architect Parent, which helps you design homeschool with intention, and the Confident Reader and Writer course, which is a framework for building strong literacy at home. We also offer a homeschool roadmap intensive, where we help parents plan their homeschool year with clarity. And for the babies, of course, we create literacy learning packs, have on-demand courses, and I also have ebooks for parents to help them strengthen their homeschools by developing reading, writing, and thinking skills and programs and projects in the house. If you're homeschooling and you want support raising strong readers and thinkers, then definitely come join our community on School. We can't wait to see you and have you there with us.